From the east, house of light, may wisdom dawn in us so we may see all things in clarity. From the north, house of night, may wisdom ripen in us so we may know all from within. From the west, house of transformation, may wisdom be transformed into right action so we may do what must be done. From the south, house of the eternal sun, may right action reap the harvest so we may enjoy the fruits of planetary being. From above, house of heaven, where star people and ancestors gather, may their blessings come to us now. From below, house of earth, may the heartbeat of her crystal core bless us with harmonies to end all war. From the center, galactic source, which is everywhere at once, may everything be known as the light of mutual love. Ayum Hunab Ku Eva Maya Imaho. Ayum Hunab Ku Eva Maya Imaho. Ayum Hunab Ku Eva Maya Imaho. All hail the harmony of mind and nature. Welcome to Soul Purpose Healing. And that is the prayer of the 7 galactic directions taught and promoted by Jose Arguelles, a soul who is now an ancestor, who taught us many, many things. One being synchronistic human journey on this planet to bring us into the calendar, the correct calendar. So thank you for joining me this evening. We got a lot to talk about. There's so much going on so fast. I had the most amazing day, which I want to share with you because I don't even know how I can sit here. My day was so active and it was so full of joy and just peace, mainly peace, yes. And that's how my life has been since the venerable monks came into my life and reminded me about being peace no matter what. So welcome. Let's take a quick journey through my tiny house journey for the past almost 10 years now. Let's do it. These days. And family has been just amazing in my life. And today was almost 80 degrees in Florida. Oh, perfect day. And I had another orgasmic experience on the bike trail. It's like, I couldn't get any better. My son and his 2 children, my grandchildren, and I went to the Orange County bike trail with our bikes. And we rode, I think it was 3 miles one direction, 3 miles back. And that 3-mile bike ride is a canopy of trees. It is just orgasmic. That's the only way I can describe it for me now. My granddaughter was very uncomfortable. Her leg was hurting. She had to stop because They didn't prepare. They didn't prepare. They don't listen to grandma when I say stretch your muscles. And her activity most of the week has been phone, tablet, and very little movement. So getting on a bike trail for 3 miles was uncomfortable. My grandson, on the other hand, was just an amazing little rabbit riding that bike. And on the way back, I had to try and keep up with him while my son stayed back with the granddaughter, who was slow turtle. It was so energizing, so inspirational because I'm listening to Yanni music and I'm taking my time on this bike and just have so much energy. And I didn't have any pains, aches, nothing. And I'm looking at all these trees and they're just feeding me. The trees are just feeding me love, feeding me nourishment. And this is something, brothers and sisters, that starts up here. We we have to see these trees for the beautiful creatures that they really are, because I'm writing thinking these trees are loving me, these trees are nourishing me, these trees are stimulating me, and it was happening. And then having Yanni music, which is one of my favorite artists, in my ear, I was at sometime I'm closing my eyes riding my bike. Just had an amazing experience. Then we get back home around noon and my ex-husband showed up and he wanted to, we all went to an art fair, so he rode in his truck while me and the grandkids and my son rode in his car to an art fair in Winter Park, which was just fabulous. I mean, artists from all over the world, sculptures, paintings, pictures. We spent a good 2 hours. I don't know how I did it because I had to really pedal hard to catch up with my grandson. He was like, "We're going to ride all the way back and not stop." I'm like, "Okay." And I did it. So it was like when you start out your day with today is going to be my peaceful day, it's happening. I'm telling you, you got to try it. If you're not doing it now, you got to try it today. Write it down. Today is going to be, I don't get out of bed. I have a pad and pen by my bed. Today is going to be my peaceful day. I write it down, look at it. I say it. Blah, blah, blah. I say, listen, today is going to be my peaceful day. And it's happening like never before. I'm at a place where I realize I have everything I need. There's nothing I don't have I have everything I need. All my wants, they don't really matter anymore, because when you have all you need, like a bike ride through a canopy of trees, you're in heaven. And so we're going to talk about what to do in the next 18 weeks, especially because my friend Ralph Smart, I listen to Ralph Smart all the time. I'm subscribed to his channel. He's amazing soul. He's a Pisces like me, and he just brings a message of so much power and preparedness. So I'm going to let you hear Ralph Smart. It's a really short one too for him, 13 minutes, I think. But we're going to break it down on what he's really trying to help us see for the next 18 weeks. He put it in an 18-week message. Nothing's going to be the same after this. And I said, I got to share this with my audience. Because believe me, when I came back from my orgasmic bike ride and my art fair, and I'm like, what am I going to talk about tonight? And then I just go to YouTube and say, oh, there's Ralph Smart. Got to talk about that. So let us join our hearts and minds together to be prepared and open to receive from our soul brother, Ralph Smart. And we're going to discuss it. And if you have any comments, feel free to post them. And let's see, Goddess Robin Anderson says, I love Yanni. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad there's another Yanni fan. I can't get enough of Yanni. He's not making a lot of new stuff, but the old stuff is great enough for me. If you don't know who Yanni is, he plays a piano mainly, but he has created orchestra music with all kinds of instruments, and he has videos from his concerts in China, India. He's been everywhere, and the music just really resonates with me. So riding a bike under a canopy of trees in 80-degree weather with the sun, I was like, I'm in heaven. So thank you, Goddess, for that confirmation. that Yanni is the best. So we gotta love Yanni for bringing us. And in my years where my marriage was rough, Yanni brought me to a place of harmony and peace. I just have to say it. And Goddess says, I have everything I need. I'm telling you, no desires. I'm not working hard to make more money. The money I get, I just make it work, you know. What money comes in, we're gonna make it work. I'm gonna just leave out this, leave out that, add this. And I help a friend out who has money, and she pays me to help her out. So that little bit comes in. I got an EBT card with $24 on it. I make it work every month. Ooh, life is good. Life is good. So, higher learning says Ralph Smart always brings it home. Yes, yes, that's higher learning. My sister Zelda, who'll be on tomorrow morning, don't miss higher learning tomorrow morning. She brings us right into the beginning of the week with power and magic from her instruments and her prayer and her breathing. So, higher learning, thank you. Yeah, Ralph Smart, you're gonna love this if you haven't heard it already. And then Goddess says, Santorini is my absolute favorite. Ooh, girl, we could talk. We could talk. I'm telling you, that one, there's so many of them. The woman who played the violin with him for years, she and him do this number. That might be Santorini. That just I play it over and over and over again because the harmony is so amazing. And the harmony takes us mentally where we want to be to end all wars. That prayer of the seven galactic directions, it says, from below house of earth, may the heartbeat of her crystal core bless us with harmonies. So when we are in touch with Mother Earth, Gaia, and we are doing barefoot grounding, trees flowing, we're going to be in harmony to end all wars. We got to get more people on board with Santorini and all the instant music that brings us into this energy, this frequency of peace. We just got to get more and more of the collective in cahoots with us, harmony, bringing together all more and more people. These wars are going to end so fast. We're going to be like, what happened? What happened? But right now, got to go through a little chaos because that's where we are. And then higher learning says, Yanni and Luther Vandross always makes me smile. Thank you, sister. That we got to have music that keeps us smiling. I think people will wonder what the hell is wrong with that woman today. I'm riding my bike and I'm just my hi, good morning, everyone passing. I had just great time. So let's get into Ralph Smart because we got to break this down and be prepared for the next 18 days. I knew what's going on in 18 days. Ralph was going to bring it home, break it down. Another message. Don't shoot the messenger at all. We just have to, don't care what the messenger looks like. I'm going to show you a astrology video a little later about something we all need to be aware of as well. And don't shoot the messenger. Just take the message and run with it. So let's listen to Ralph Smart. He's got a powerful message for us. 18 weeks, nothing will be the same. And when I saw that, I'm like, ooh, really? You mean what we're doing now is not, it's going to change? Hell yeah. It's like an everyday thing. It's not going to be the same. The signs are there. And Ralph Smart is going to point out all the signs in case we miss them. So get your pen and pencil out or just get those memory banks working. And let's take note for what Ralph is preparing us for.
18 weeks from now, deep divers, nothing will be the same. We got a whole lot to talk about. Peace. Infinite waters diving deep once again. Let's breathe. Whoa, breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Charged up, raising the frequency. Whoa, raising the vibration. Whoa. Take that, take that, take that. Good ass energy I'm sending you, deep divers. Look, 18 weeks from now, nothing will be the same. And I'm here to give you this very important message. Look, Nikola Tesla, the Serbian scientist, talked about 369, right? Equal that up comes to 18. And it's always known that it takes 18 days for manifestation to really happen and come into effect. And this can also tie into the 18 weeks. And right now, there is so much happening in the world. And your life could look completely different in 18 weeks. And we're going to talk about it, okay? It's not just what's happening. It's how it's making people feel. And that's what's changing the entire world. The information I'm going to share with you in this video, Deep Divers, is not only going to blow your mind, it's going to empower you to become your greatest version at the same time. Hit the like button right now if you support the real. Hit the like button right now if you support the real, Deep Divers. Look, right now, a lot of people have noticed that everything is moving really, 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 really fast. And we're heading somewhere. Humanity is heading somewhere. And we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello there? So first and foremost, Deep Divers, 18 weeks from now, nothing will be the same. Already, you're seeing the effects of the Iran war. The US-Israel-Iran war, you're seeing the effects. Oil prices, for the first time, a barrel is over $100 since 2022. That's crazy. And check this out, Deep Divers. Sri Lanka, the Philippines, and Pakistan moved to a 4-day work week because of the war in Iran. And even Vietnam are encouraging people to work from home. Deep Divers, the world has changed dramatically. And 18 weeks from now, nothing will be the same. So let me just tell you this. Everything you see happening in the world right now is happening.
Now, I love this map because some of us are so clueless about where Iran is. I was shocked to discuss this with some people, and they like, where is Iran? So here we go. We're going to get a little picture here of what's going on and where it's located. And in case you don't know, that's Africa down there, and then Iran to the right. So we wanted, I think it helps to get a visual of the continent and the earth when we talk about conflicts in our world, in our earth. And this is an area that we should be very conscious of to send peace to. When you see those red lights, let's just all be mindful to send peace energy, to send love to the people, especially. We're going to hear from an Iranian woman, and we want to send love to the people so that they can mindfully practice raising the consciousness and vibration as well. But look at the map in case you didn't know where all these hot places are. Here they are.
For a reason. Pay attention. Recently, with this Iran war, this is Iran's security chief, really high up. He was probably the only person that could broker and negotiate a peace deal. And he's been killed. So people have no clue that this Iran-US war is only starting. And the Strait of Hormuz, which is where 1/5 of the world's oil passes through, is still closed. And once again, this is affecting everything. So 18 weeks from now, Deep Divers, nothing will be the same. Now, what I'm going to do in this video is talk about the tension, then the awareness, and then the elevation. So let's talk about the tension right now. First and foremost, right now, what we're seeing is the illusion of stability. It's breaking. The illusion of stability is breaking. For years, people felt things were under control. Habibi, come to Dubai. Influencers are leaving there, right? Nowhere's safe. This is all a sign that things are changing at a supersonic speed. Pay attention. That's the tension. Okay? And conflict shows how fragile everything really is. That energy controls everything. Higher fuel right now, higher food prices, higher cost of living. People are starting to feel global events in their daily life. 18 weeks from now, deep divers, nothing will be the same. What else? You see, the world feels more uncertain than ever before. Is Trump going to send in ground troops? Because he can't just leave. If he leaves, then Iran are going to be the dominant force in the Middle East. So his plan is to have the regime change, right? So the world feels uncertain. And in the next 18 weeks, there's going to be people begin to feel anxious, alert, questioning everything. And the awareness right now is that something isn't right. The awareness is, gosh, what have we done to this world? Gosh, what has the world become? Where people are still fighting like they did thousands of years ago. You would have thought that humanity has evolved. And this leads to a greater awareness and elevation that right now it is time to leave the world behind. And a lot of people are starting to have that in their mind. And deep divers, you have to prepare yourself emotionally for what's coming. Within the next 18 weeks, something is going to happen that's going to rock everything. The global economy is going to be affected. It's already happening, but pay attention. Watch what happens. So people right now, the awareness, the elevation is that I've got to leave the world behind. And that's what a lot of people are doing. They're having a moment of clarity to say, actually, right now, I have to be a part of the solution and not the problem. I'm not going to choose sides. I'm going to be on the side of truth. Slow motion this side. The elevation is right now, a lot of people are finding the right place to be in the world in the next 18 weeks. Many people are leaving the world behind, going off grid. Many people are going back to the heart of nature. And that's the good news. You see, sometimes deep divers, it takes a lot of suffering, chaos, and confusion for people to wake up to what really matters. For people to have a moment of clarity to say, actually, war, yeah, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. And a lot of people are realizing that actually they don't want to be a part of this chaos, this mayhem, this fear-based world that so many people are tuning into. Every single day, the headlines are war, war, war. It's unhealthy. And a lot of people right now are being selective with what enters their nervous system. And they're choosing peace, not war. They're choosing love, not fear. And it's happening right now. That's the good news. People all around the world are starting to rethink their lives. Moments like this, deep divers, it makes us all ask ourselves, what am I doing and what really matters? What am I doing and what really matters? That's why I told you, we are in the end times. In the end times, there will be mass chaos, a big war. But all of this is to serve as a catalyst to wake us up. We can no longer pretend that we don't see what's happening. It's affecting everyone. And in the next 18 weeks, you're gonna feel the full effect. And that's the reason why I'm making this video, to get you ready to realize that the next 18 weeks are critical, not only in the world, but in your own life. 18 weeks from now, nothing will be the same. Already, people are divided, right? Different beliefs, narratives, sides, more separation between people than ever before. In America, Democrat versus Republican. In Iran, you have so many different ethnic groups, in Israel as well. And the whole world, people are separated. And you're going to see more of that within the next 18 weeks. At the same time, you're also going to see more people coming together. That's the good news. More people putting aside their egos, their petty differences, and realizing everyone bleeds red. It's one humanity. We are all interconnected. You see, humanity has been lulled into a deep sleep in this matrix, and that's how the inorganic ones control you, through separation, fear, and grief. And right now, people are saying, actually, we have to come together and choose one love, one peace, one world. Deep divers, 18 weeks from now, nothing will be the same. There's an acceleration of mass change happening, even with social media. Right now, there is so much information. People are overwhelmed, and it's saturating. It's saturated, right? And right now, with global tensions rising, what you're also seeing is information moving at a supersonic speed. And in 18 weeks, time is going to move even faster. And that's the reason why right now you got to ground yourself in the heart and nature. Everything that's happening right now, deep divers, is a wake-up call. And in the next 18 weeks, we're going to get an even bigger wake-up call. Because what we're realizing is that this is bigger than one event. This is a signal that something is changing globally and personally in our own lives. Deep divers, pay attention to the next 18 weeks. I want all of you right now to hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Also, join the brand new Patreon page for all new exclusive content.
So Ralph Smart is someone I really trust to bring a relevant message for motivating us to change our behavior, our thinking, our moods. And as he said, what's happening in the world right now is creating all kinds of feelings. People are feeling differently because of what they're hearing, what they're seeing. I, for one, am becoming, I think, more compassionate about some of the things that I've reacted to. And I got this message I want to share with you from a person on my Facebook thread. This guy has been so full of Trump derangement syndrome that I was almost ready to cut him off and block him because the energy was so hateful toward President Trump. And I kept thinking, boy, this guy has got problems. So he finally wrote something that drew me in as more to be more compassionate. And I want to just read it to you because there are many people in your life going through the same thing. And we may not understand why they're so angry, why the energy is not more peaceful. So I was able to respond to his revelation about what's really going on in his life. So I want to read it to you because I think we need to be more aware of people in our lives like this who are suffering and who don't know how to express or deal with it other than throw out more hate towards someone like President Trump. He's a good target for most people. But he said, I served in the U.S. Navy as a hospital corpsman. I barely survived the 2 surgeries that they performed on me and have a 16-inch scar that reminds me every day what sacrifice is. I also still suffer with PTSD after all these years and physical complications from the surgeries I underwent. I will continue to denigrate this piece of SHIT, talking about Trump, president who dodged the draft 5 times until this illegal war ends. Okay, so all of that was like, whoa, buddy. Compassion rose up in me. He's in pain. Bro, poor brother is in so much pain. And all he can see is that Trump is to blame. There are a lot of men who have died recently, the U.S. military men who have transitioned and their job is done in the Middle East, wherever they were in the Middle East, whatever had planes crash. So many men and women who have transitioned because they chose to join the U.S. military. So this is another wake up call for all of us. There's some Candace Owens is telling people don't even bother to join the military. I'm not going to go that far because some people need lessons that we don't even know why they're here. The assignment might be, yeah, join the military, and then you're going to come home with some arms or limbs missing because we need the lessons. So this brother, oh my goodness, I wrote back to him and I said, I have had 2 significant relationships with Vietnam veterans in my life. That's me. I know what PTSD looks like and feels like. Had to deal with a lot of anger from these people in my life frequently. One of those persons transitioned last year. You heard me talk about my friend Mikael, who passed last week. 5 years of seeing the anger from PTSD. He was a Vietnam veteran, etc. The other one is seriously obese, drowning in his childhood traumas and using food as a drug. My experience is you either grow or change or you grow a tumor. That's what happens. That's your biology. Trump is not your problem. It's inside you. That's the problem. So we have so many people like this, I'm sure, in our circles, maybe. And I want to encourage you to, number one, show compassion and help these people go inside and heal the victim mind, heal the pain. Because most of it is emotional pain. Not this guy has a 16-inch scar from a surgery, but it all came in his life because he joined the military. It's like, and Trump has an attitude like they knew what they signed up for. Talk about brutal honesty. And that's the truth that we have to face with our military men and women who transition during this season that we're in of war and violence and so forth. So let us be mindful every day again to wake up and say that today is going to be my peaceful day, because a lot of people in our lives need our peace in order to heal their pain and their wounds. Okay. So just food for thought. Next 14 or 18 weeks is time for us to readjust our attitude and develop more peace within to help our brothers and sisters if we can. Otherwise, let's just observe without judgment and let's send lots of love energy to all those who are struggling and suffering. My poor granddaughter today, here's a grandma. I have to tell my grandma's story. She was in pain riding her bike after 2 miles. She's 11 years old. She's kind of lazy. I shouldn't say lazy. She doesn't like to exercise. And she stopped. We stopped at one point to rest, and she said, can't we just walk instead of riding our bikes? Now, we haven't rode our bikes all winter because it was too cold. And this is the first time this year. Let's see, it's March 22nd. This is the first time this year that we have gotten on our bike. Last year, we were like every 2 weeks, we were on our bikes on the trail. We were having a great time. We would be messing. But this is the first time. Poor girl was suffering. Her legs were hurting. I had to stop. I was riding behind her. My son and his son were way up. My grandson were way up in front ahead of her. And every time she stopped, I stopped and said, okay, what's wrong? My legs hurt. And I almost wanted to laugh. And I'm saying, okay, rub your legs, tap your legs. And I kept saying, breathe, honey, because we are going to keep riding our bikes. Breathe, honey, breathe. And so she did stop, rested, and then we kept going. On the way back, totally different scene. My son took over as her companion and turtle race for her. My grandson said, Grandma, let's just ride and see the remaining 2.5 miles. He said, let's just ride and see how if we don't have to stop. I'm like, oh, okay, we can do that. I'm like, yeah, we can do that. And I'm just what fed me was the trees, the canopy of trees. My grandson is way up ahead of me. And I'm like, I'm gonna let him have his freedom. He better just know how to stop at the stop signs. And I'm just riding along, keeping an eye on him. And I'm having the time of my life. As I said earlier, it was really orgasmic. It was like everything, every excitement in me was like looking at the trees. Yanni was playing in my ear. And my grandson was going, and I'm like, I'll catch him, I'll catch him. And in the rear back there, my poor granddaughter, who's so out of shape, and her father helping her along. Oh, it was so compassion. My point is, people are going to be suffering around us, and we have to be the peace that they need while they're suffering. So that's what the next 18 weeks should be about for all of us, is develop the peace inside here, so that this people like this veteran, maybe he'll stop blaming Trump for everything and hating Trump for this illegal war. Now, the only reason, listen, the only reason people think this war is illegal because they're hearing the media lying about it, okay? So we have to remember that there are some things about this war that are dimensional in their character, like stargates. I heard this conversation on YouTube about stargates, AI. I'm not AI, ET. Excuse me. That land over there is full of ET energy activity called stargates, and so much more. Do your homework, please, and look into that. It's fascinating, fascinating. And it's been that way for thousands of years. This war was planned evidently for 20 years. It's been 20 years between the military industrial complex and all the knowledge that the Trump administration has about the Stargates. We don't have a clue what's going on over there on a deeper, multidimensional level. So that's why we need to focus on our neighbors who are suffering with PTSD, 16-inch scars, and screaming at Trump that he's the problem. It's our job now to wake up for. We got 18 weeks. Let's do it. That's what Ralph has just given us a timeline. We don't have to really be strict about this timeline, but I'm saying let's give this a deadline. 18 weeks. We're going to be so full of peace, purpose, wisdom, energy to help our brothers heal from whatever PTSD, Trump derangement syndrome. We got to stop blaming others and be in this victim mode. So here's one of the reasons why Iran has to be looked at differently than the media is telling us. It's an illegal war. The Democrats are saying it's illegal. Some Republicans saying it's illegal. We got division galore. That's why Ralph comes on with these messages. Listen, let's stop the division. Let's focus higher, evolve, and elevate our thinking. This woman from Iran is going to help us focus more on what the people of Iran need, not just the military industrial complex, Israel, whoever else is wanting to banks are profiting like crazy because they got a loan, give money for weapons, whatever. Let's take a look at some of the people who are feeling this need for war. I never thought that way until I have American Iranians telling me this. Iranians from over there, Iranians in, I think she's not even in Iran, she's somewhere, but she's an Iranian resident at one time. Let's just take a listen to what her perspective is and try to be neutral in the decisions that are being made in Washington, D.C., because they're corrupt as hell. And we have to understand it's bigger than the military industrial complex. They're just tools, really. But I want to share what this woman has to say about her position as an Iranian and what people are going through for the last, 47 years, I think. And no president has been willing to do what Trump has done, which looks ugly and harmful. But let's just listen to her opinion about her experience as an Iranian.
What's been happening?
You know, the reason why it's so important for anybody to speak out about Iran is the fact that the people inside of Iran have no voice. The minute you speak out against the regime, you're either taken by the Basij, you're tortured, you're raped, you might be executed. Like we see every other day, there are still executions right now in the middle of the war. Yesterday, there were 3 other executions again. So we do know that there is no way that the people in Iran can speak out and can say how they feel and what they feel, because they're very scared of what's going to happen to them. So it is important to speak about it when you are sitting in safety, though they have threatened people outside of Iran as well now. And always, in fact, this is not just now, they have many times picked up people from outside of Iran and taken them back to Iran, and we still don't know where those people are. So I feel like when we have the opportunity to listen and hear, whenever I speak to people and tell them what's happening in Iran, 90%, 95% of those people are looking at me super shocked, thinking I'm lying or I'm making things up, because the things I tell them are so crazy for them. Things that they cannot imagine. Like when I tell them that, well, on the way to school, we would sometimes see people hanging from cranes because that's how they execute them. And that's how they hang people in the open for everybody to see. They're like, no, they don't. I'm like, yeah, I have seen it. I've seen it from the car on the way to my school. And it happens.
How old were you when you saw this?
I think I was about 5.
So from 5 years old, you're exposed to something like that.
Yeah. It really, again, I'm sure it must be sounding very unbelievable to you, but it is the truth. It is the everyday life of the Iranians. And they do that on purpose. They do that to instill fear in you, to make sure that you see that and you know, okay, I should keep quiet because that could be me next.
Yet it's been extraordinary to see so many brave people take to the streets. We saw at the end of last year in December and January, even though they were gunned down for protesting. I mean, can you speak to the type of bravery we are seeing when we see something like that? I mean, to have that kind of courage, knowing that you're really risking your life to go out and protest, hoping that this would make a difference to see this regime fall.
Yeah, I mean, if you know and understand the things that this regime does to you once they get their hands on you, then understanding and seeing the bravery is just something that even I don't understand. Like, we know throughout these years what all they have done to the people. And considering all of that, knowing all of that, and still going out on the roads, knowing that you might get killed, and that's the best case scenario, because once they take you, I mean, I don't know if I can tell you those stories here right now on TV, but there are so many cases where we have heard what happens to people when they get tortured under this regime. And just few days back, we heard how the nurses who were trying to help the protesters who were harmed during the 8th and 9th of January, how they were raped and tortured because they were helping the protesters. Their stories came out, and I'm sure there are a lot of people who still don't report enough about it, and the world still doesn't know. But when you hear those stories, you're just like, okay, I should stay at home. I should just let it go. But to see these people still fight and still say, hey, there is nothing worse than the life that we're living right now. We'll rather die. but we want the freedom of our country. And we hear it a lot from the people in Iran. And it's just so brave and so heartbreaking at the same time to see that you're ready to go through all of that and to die for your country and for the people who live in that country just for their freedom.
So I think we can hear, see, understand that the regime in Iran, for the most part, is not human. These people are not human. These are lizards, serpents. I don't know what they are, but the kind of cruelty and hatred and raping and murder of people, women, nurses trying to help, the amount of violence and cruelty is beyond our understanding in the United States, because we don't see that too often. We have seen Black men hanging in the South. We've heard of murders here and there, but we don't see this kind of brutality. In fact, this man who I told you about, this Vietnam veteran who's so angry at Trump, and he has a 16-inch scar, PTSD, he talks about Trump all the time. Nothing's happening to him. And so many people come out and talk about this government and the hatred. You don't see them hanging on a tree yet, at least, and we rarely see that. So all of this to say, let us realize that the bombs that are dropping in Iran are not so much on human people. They're on lizards and antichrist spirits and all the evil persons who would promote this type of evil, angry, violent, hatred, killing behavior on its citizens, especially women. And in this month of herstory, I think all of us should be sending out love energy, healing energy for the women in Iran, and even those who have left Iran, that there would be peace. And how do we do that? It starts in here. So one more video I'd like to share with you is about astrology, because some people don't listen to astrology. I love to hear reports about planets, what's going on in the planets. And we have Kwame Sunhorse, my brother. He keeps me up to date on many of the activities going on in Saturn and all that. But I love to listen to people who've been studying this for years. There's one woman, she's 40 years. She's been studying astrology. And there are some who think it's not relevant. But let's just take a listen to what this woman has to say about the last week of March. And oddly enough, her video was titled, "The Media is Lying." Who doesn't know that? Probably a lot of people don't know that, but she brings it out. And I want us to just consider while she's talking, she is the messenger, not someone we need to hate on or criticize. Listen to her message and realize that astrology can have some relevance, if nothing else, to bring clarity of what's going on, the energy that's coming from the planetary, the macrocosm of which we are the microcosm. And that energy affects this sacred temple, this sacred energy right here. So I want to, this video is about 18 minutes long. I will not play the whole thing, but I want you to just hear her message that can be very relevant for those of us who want to know a little bit more about the energy, the reality of this existence we have that is not all physical.
Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I'm going to talk about the last week in March, and I'm covering a little extra days because we have 31 days in this month. So remember what I do here. I'm looking at the moon, where it goes from sign to nakshatra, and how all the other planets are placed relative to the moon. It gives us a sense of what the masses of the people are going to be feeling or thinking. It does represent the feeling and the trends out there. And I need to remind everyone, I'm in Dallas, Texas.
So just as Ralph Smart just reminded us in the next 18 weeks, the reason people like this woman and Ralph are bringing these messages because people's feelings are out there like never before. We are seeing emotions on a very high level because of the war, because of the economy. And as she said, the moon is waxing, and the moon always triggers the water inside of us. So we want to just be aware. Okay, where did she go? Of the energy that is around us and influencing our thoughts, our feelings, and our behavior. So let's be aware.
So I'm using Central Standard Time. Adjust your clocks. Tell me where you are as well. Now, another thing is this. If you want to know how these planets relate to your personal birth chart, then you're going to want to check out my galactic planner. It does exactly that. Where the moon is, where all the planets are, it puts it in your chart, whatever house is. It's personalized. It's specific. It will go into your own personal calendar so that you know what days are good for what. You need the planner. Go to galacticplanner.com. And remember, if you go to galacticcenter.org. Let's get going. I'm talking about Monday, March 23rd. The moon is in Taurus today in its favorite sign and so it should be a little bit of a break, and the moon is waxing. It's growing in light, and it is part of today, early on. It will be conjunct Uranus, which makes it a little volatile and unpredictable. But this is also a very interesting day because this is the day we can't get away from that Mercury on Rahu. Rahu and exact conjunct today. Mercury represents our communications. It represents the media. It represents, that's another thing I didn't mention, the media. This whole time Mercury is with Rahu, the media is crazy. You can't believe a thing in it. Why? Because Rahu is the head of the serpent, if I could say. Rahu, Ketu's the tail. The head is, where do we get most screwed up with our thinking mind, not with our intuition and knowingness. This is where we're all messed up with what we're thinking, mainly because of the information we're being fed. It's not true. I see that Mercury conjunct Rahu, plus it travel, internet connections, all of the above. We're having it here with to do with communications, everything. So it's exact today, and it's in the nakshatra Shatabishak, which can deal with, it's intense, it's ruled by.
So I wanted to just bring her in to give you a taste of astrology energy that we don't always consider when we are confused, when we're depressed, when we're sad, when we're going through challenges, when we're feeling divided about everything. Astrology can help you find some peace about what you're going through. And if you don't like the messenger, there's tons of them out there who can give you a message about the energy above our heads that relates to what you're feeling. For instance, like she said, the moon is waxing now. We just saw a new moon show up. I looked up in the sky and there was a happy face on the moon. It's like a little crescent at the bottom. And I'm like, hey, moon. So we can relate to the activity and energy of the moon because when the moon is waxing, as she said, it's starting to give more light to us on this planet. It's starting to give more light and love and energy to us on this planet. So take advantage of that. Take advantage of that time to meditate more and to spend time in nature. Like, I think that's probably what was happening to me today. The moon is starting to really come out in the trees, for instance. the grass, the water is going to be so invigorated, happy. So spend more time out in nature, especially right now when the moon is waxing, because that light is coming into harmony with the trees and the birds and the bees, and everything is like, woo woo, let's help it. Let's help these humans get their act together. Let's help these humans get their act together. Come on, boys and girls, come on, children. So that woman is just an introduction for you to maybe become more interested in astrology, to understand, to clarify, to feel good about whatever you're going through, whether you're depressed or sad or whatever. Just know that the energy is what's really guiding, what's influencing the way you feel, because in here, this kingdom, all this activity in here is all resonating with the macro up here. It's all the portals, the ears, the eyes, the nose, the mouth, all of these portals are connecting to the energy of the planets. Like Mercury moving here, Taurus is doing this. And she mentioned communication. It's all about being aware, conscious of how you're communicating and listening to. I am more in tune to listening to my grandchildren, especially, and watching my words as they come out. My grandson, my grandchildren, I don't know about you, but my granddaughter hates when I mock her, okay? Oh, she yells to her daddy, Grandma's mocking me. And I can't help it. I'm sorry. She just gets so dramatic sometimes. But I'm becoming a little more sensitive to mocking her. But yet, today, her dad reminded her that you're going to be great. There's a guy on Facebook, he mocks his kids all the time and he makes videos of it. And then he says, tune in at 11 for more mocking, basically. And his children are going, oh, Dad, why are you mocking me? Blah, blah, blah. But I'm learning that I have to be me. I have to have integrity. I have to be the person I'm here to be, with love and kindness. And if I mock my grandchildren, they're going to get stronger instead of these wimpy little kids I sometimes see. They can be real wimpy sometimes. My grandson came out, got a splinter in his foot before he got on the trampoline, which is right outside my door. And he went in crying, oh, Daddy, I got a piece of wood in my foot. And he was crying to his dad. And I went in there like, where's the beam that you had to take out of his foot? This piece of wood was no longer than half an inch that got stuck in his foot because he was barefoot. And now he's like probably afraid to come out here barefoot now. And so these type of things I have to be more compassionate about. And I think whenever we see people suffering, maybe unnecessarily, but they're growing. And that's what's important, is that if we see some growth, we cheer, and we be more peaceful here and compassionate, exercising loving kindness, compassion, wisdom, and love and peace. That's what we have to do in these 18 days. We got to develop all those things. So we got a few more comments, and we're just about ready to say goodnight. Robert Young says, in the world, not of it, in the balcony. So Robert Young is the type of person who doesn't get involved so much in all the activity of the world, the matrix. He likes to sit in the balcony and eat popcorn, which is what we should do a lot. Just sit and watch the show, especially with the Trump administration. Cannot get too involved in what that man is doing with it. There's so many really things, deep things that are going on that maybe one day we'll be grateful. But for now, people are, oh, what's he doing now? Why is he doing that? Oh, he's horrible. I hate Trump. It's wasted energy. And let's see, Robert Paris. I'm in the house. Mwah. Love you, sis. I'm glad you're in the house. Stay peaceful. Stay strong. You got this. Okay, and then we have Robert Young, who says Trump is an opportunity to find out where you belong and who you are spiritually, mentally, and physically. Absolutely. He's a big test these days. Big test, trigger test, trigger test, trigger test. And I know about triggering people. For a long time, I was triggering people, and I would be so, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. And Spirit kept telling me to stop that nonsense, apologizing for triggering people, because people are being triggered from the stuff that needs to come up, like the dross that needs to come out to be refined as silver. And if people are triggered, like my granddaughter, uh, there's emotional traumas that she has stuffed, feelings that she has stuffed, and she doesn't know how to process them. So when grandma is mocking her, she's, oh, you make me feel bad. Oh, I don't feel bad. You shouldn't do that. I love you. And I know. And then she and my grandson will often say, I hate grandma. I don't want grandma to do this. I don't like grandma, blah, blah, blah. And I told her the other day, I said, I don't really care anymore if you hate me, because I'm going to do what I'm here to do as your grandmother. And that is raise your consciousness, help you grow up and be not entitled, but to be more loving and kind and peaceful. So I've got my grandchildren writing out every morning, today is going to be my peaceful day. So excited about that one little, and then there are days when they hate grandma, but they do write out. And today we had a great day. We walked around at this art fair, talking to each other about the art we were looking at. My granddaughter is a really good artist. And even her brother, we were all at each little booth of artists. We were like, wow, we love that. And we were interacting and sharing our thoughts and our feelings. And I had a gyros, a lamb gyros. I hadn't had those in ages. It was so good. So I didn't even restrict my diet too much today. I was hungry. If you ever had a gyros, I love those things. And I hadn't had one in ages. So I had one. And everybody was just having a great time. Grandchildren, everything. And then we have those days where they hate me again. I just laugh now. And I told my grandmother, I don't care. I'm going to do what I have to do. And she actually is starting to understand that you can hate me all you want. I'm still going to be your grandmother. And I'm still going to love you. And that's the way we roll. Some days are better than others. But the main thing is I'm very aware of my need to have a peaceful day, not react to people's, I hate you. Oh, I'm sorry you hate me, but I'm going to love you anyway. And I don't care if you hate me, because I'm still going to do what I have to do. So let us, in these next 18 days, next 2 days, 3 weeks, let us, first of all, let me remind you of my sister Zelda tomorrow. Start tomorrow. This is a good day. Chicago Hidden Figure Influence, Carlos Prince, will be on Monday Morning Mindfulness, and that's 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, 8 a.m. Wait a minute, is that right? 7 to 8 Central Standard Time on YouTube.com, Higher Learning TV show. Let's support my sister Zelda, because she brings such a beautiful message every time she starts her show, with meditation, breathing, beautiful sounds, and then some great conversations. And Zelda is just very entertaining anyway. So join her tomorrow morning at 7. And in the meantime, let us all wake up to start the day like the Prince of Peace has instructed us. The universe is watching us like never before. We have an opportunity in this year to really connect to the energy, to work, harmonize with the energy of the universe that wants us to have peace. And so it starts with every morning. Today is going to be my peaceful day. Get the pen and paper, keep it by your bed. Today is going to be my peaceful. Write it, repeat it, blah, blah, blah. And then do your joint rolling. Don't forget your joint rolling, because I see now the benefits more and more of joint rolling. Like my granddaughter who doesn't do joint, strengthen muscles. Your muscles are going to be stronger if you start your day. First of all, strengthening this muscle right here, your brain, every morning. Today is going to be my peaceful day. And that's also strengthening your spirit walk, because as I mentioned, Psalm 91 says, he who dwells in the secret place of the Most High. Today is going to be my peaceful day. That's a secret place. because your peaceful day starts here. And then the universe is going to say, oh, she wants to have a peaceful day. Let's help her. I even, every morning, I have a picture of all my ancestors in a collage. I even point to them and say, ancestors, today's going to be my peaceful day. Angels, messengers, Elohim, all of y'all, we're going to have a peaceful day. It's working like magic every day. So please help yourself. Let's improve every day, because we got 18 days where things gonna really shit's gonna hit the fan. It's already started. Gas prices are going up. I'm riding my bike more and more these days because gas prices are getting up too high, and I have a budget. So I just ride my bike. That's how I enjoy the trees and the good weather and the sun. The sun feels so good lately. So let's do this together. Let's do this together. Let's just breathe out one more time. Let's do a minute of breathing together to remind you that this is your daily practice. This is your weapon. This is your worship. Breathe in to the count of 4. Hold it to the count of 4. Breathe out to the count of 4. Hold it to the count of 4. Breathe in to the count of 4. Hold it to the count of 4. Breathe out to the count of 4. Hold it at the bottom to the count of 4. And keep it going. If you have any pain, discomfort, you do that as long as you can, because breathing 4, 4, 4, 4 is going to get rid of that inflammation, because you're in worship mode. That's how I look at it now. All these years, it's worship mode to be in breathing. Don't call it meditation. If that's too new age to you, call it worship mode, because guess what? Yeshua, aka Jesus, said, the kingdom is within. So if you're sending oxygen in and out consciously, that's worship. So stay in worship mode whenever you have any physical problems, emotional problems. Get into worship mode. In and out, holding it. So please share. I said I have one more comment here. Let's see. Goddess is sending lots of hearts. We send hearts back to you too. Thank you, Goddess. Love, love, love. Let's keep sharing this and get our brothers and sisters in with the harmony of the planet. And please like and subscribe so that I can send you. You'll get a message or a notice when I go live. Sometimes I go live other than Sunday night and Wednesday or Friday morning. And if you like and subscribe, you'll get notice. This is exciting times we're in. We're growing, we're evolving, we're elevating, and evolving, which is what we came here to do. We came here to evolve, elevate, and to grow in peace and loving kindness, patience. So let's do it together. Meet together with like-minded people, and we'll see you tomorrow on Zelda's Learning Monday Morning Mindfulness. So thank you for joining me this evening. Didn't keep you for too long. Namaste. Sat Nam. Aho, aho. Ashe, 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 oh. And shalom. Keep the peace right in here first. Stop reacting and just fly. First, love yourself. See you soon.